David Lynch was strange, like really strange. His movies were surreal, haunting, sometimes totally confusing. Watching them feel like dreamy with your eyes open or like someone else's dream accidentally leak into your brain, and I absolutely love that. He was definitely one of my favorite filmmakers of all time, but then you wonder, what kind of person made something like Eraserhead or Mulholland Drive? And how does a mind like that even work? And that's what we'll be exploring today, Lynch's world. Not just his films, but how he actually lived. And most importantly, how he protected his creativity and how he built a life on catching new ideas. And honestly, I wish he was still here with us. Well, for those who don't know, David Lynch passed away in January of this year at the age of 78. And when I heard the news, it really messed with me. Not just because he was a brilliant artist, but because he felt like this quiet, mysterious voice in the background of cinema. Even now, there is still so much we can learn from how he worked, how he thought, and how he saw the world. So before we dive into that, it's a quick little bio in case you're not familiar with him. David Lynch was born in 1946 in Missoula, Montana. As a kid, he moved around a lot with his family, always on those classic, quiet American suburbs. You know, the kind like white fences, trim lawns, everything calm on the surface. But for Lynch, something always felt a little bit off. As he once put in an NPR interview, "I grew up in a very clean, bright world, but I always felt there was a darkness underneath it." That sentence said so much about the way he saw the world and about the world he would eventually build in his films. And here's something funny, Lynch never wanted to be a filmmaker, not at all. He wanted to be a painter. One afternoon in the 60s, while studying at the Pennsylvania Academy of Arts, he had this strange feeling. He was staring at a painting of a garden at night, and then I heard a little wind, and the bushes started to move slightly. And I was just thrilled by this idea, a moving painting. And that's where it all started. A weird little moment and boom, he was hooked. From then on, he didn't just want to paint pictures, he wanted to make them come alive. And boy, did he. Lynch went on to direct some of the most bizarre and unique films ever made, like Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, and of course, Twin Peaks. But Lynch was more than just a director. He was also an actor, a musician, a photographer, a painter, and I'm not even joking, he designed furniture. What a unique fella. But alright, let's talk about the routine, right? Because if there is one thing David Lynch took seriously, it was protecting his ideas. In his book, Catching the Big Fish, Lynch compared his creative process to fishing. Ideas were like fish, already out there in the ocean of the mind. The artist's job was to just catch them. You don't make the fish, you catch the fish. And if you catch a big one, it can change your whole life. And to catch them, you need stillness, you need space, you need silence. Lynch built his life around that. He woke up every single day at 7 a.m., got dressed, always the same type of clothes, lit a cigarette, made a cup of coffee, and sat. That was the beginning of the ritual. Then came the most important part, Transcendental Meditation. He did it twice a day, every day, 20 minutes sitting in silence, eyes closed. He had been doing this since 1973 and never missed a session. I started Transcendental Meditation in 1973 and have not missed a single meditation. Ever since, it has given me effortless access to unlimited reserves of energy, creativity, and happiness deep within. After his morning session, he got to work, usually by 9 a.m. And when it came to food, Lynch was weirdly specific about that. He tended to eat the same thing for years and years on end. There was a time when he went to Bob's Big Boy in Burbank every day at 2:30 p.m. Same booth, same chocolate milkshake, same sugar-loaded coffee, every single day.
I'm eating for lunch tomatoes, tuna fish, feta cheese, and olive oil.
You know, here's what's interesting about you. You eat that every day.
Every day.
Every day. You eat the same thing.
During the day, Lynch rotated between painting, sculpting, writing, creating props, and filming weird little experiments in his studio. The man was constantly making things. And how did he stay so focused? Simple. He worked alone. No interruptions, no background noise, no phones, no notification. He hated digital noise. He avoided cell phones and he barely touched any social media. Every day he recorded a short weather report and uploaded in grainy VHS style. It wasn't about the weather, it was about presence, ritual, routine. He protected his mind like it was a sacred space, because for him, it was. And when the day was over, he did his second meditation session. He said it was like diving to the source again. It reset everything. Most filmmakers talk about success as hard work. Lynch believed it came from mental clarity. He ended the day the same way he started, in a calm, peaceful and focused way, and always with a notebook beside him to catch any dream images or ideas that would come to his head. And actually many of these dream and scenes to Mulholland Drive, for example, literally came from that notebook. As he said, the dream world and the waking world flow together. You don't really know where one ends and the other begins. Guys, before we continue, make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Doing this really helps the channel to grow and allows me to make more videos for you guys. Be regular and ordinary in your life so that you can be violent and original in your work. You could pretty much say that Lynch was a habit freak. That's probably why he managed to get so much done. He believed routine created a foundation that let him dive into the unknown. Without it, his mind would get lost in noise and chaos. He also had this thing about avoiding visual clutter. His homes and sets were super organized because external chaos messed with his inner peace. Everything had its own place, ready for when an idea came. By keeping his mind free from distraction, Lynch became a clear channel for creativity. He didn't see his routine as a burden. He saw it more like a sacred ritual. His whole day was designed to stay connected to the invisible world of ideas. No wasting energy on small decisions, no mental clutter, and definitely no getting caught up in the madness of modern life. So, I've always had a mind full of different ideas, and I love being creative, and I've got this inner world of my own full of dreams and vision, and it's not always easy to keep track all of it though. Sometimes it feels like it's all swirling around and I'm just trying to grab a hold of something. That's why I decided to try Lynch's routine for myself. I figured, if it worked for him, maybe I could give it a try and implement some of it in my life too. And honestly, it made a huge difference. For a long time, I didn't realize how much I was drawn in distractions. Social media, phone notifications, endless little tasks. It all just added to the noise. And the worst part, I didn't even realize how much it was messing with my creativity. So I started doing what Lynch did, clearing out the unnecessary stuff. I started turning off notification, not checking my phone very often, and honestly, that alone really helped me focus more. It felt like I was finally clearing some space in my mind. I also started meditating a lot more, not every day like Lynch, but even just a few times a week made a big difference. And at first it was hard because my mind was full of noise, but once I stuck with it, it started to feel like I'm hitting a reset button or something. So then I started to have more structure in my day. I planned meals ahead, set times for things, and honestly, it made me feel freer. It wasn't about being rigid, it was about creating orders so I could get more done and live my world of ideas without feeling overwhelmed with life. So yeah, Lynch's routine might seem like a lot to some people, but for me it's been a game changer. And if you take a good look at your own routine, cut out the noise and get some order in there, you'll be amazing how much you can create. So David Lynch was a total genius, no doubt about it. He had such a unique way of working that honestly, it's hard not to be inspired by it. Like I mentioned before, sadly, Lynch passed away this year in January at the age of 78. And when I heard the news, it hit me harder than I expected. Not because he was just brilliant, but because he felt like this quiet, mysterious force in the art world. He was an inspiration, not just as an artist, but an amazing human being, a good man. His creativity, his films, his rituals, all of it was just so different, yet so impactful. I really related to his work and his personality, and he will always influence my life in some level. Even though he's no longer with us, his work will live on forever. And I think the most amazing thing is that even now we can still learn so much from the way he approached life and creativity, and it's all about that balance of structure and freedom and how those things can feel each other. I really hope after watching this video you're thinking about your own routine, how you can take bits of what Lynch did and make it your own. Maybe it's meditating, maybe it's cutting out the noise, or maybe just giving yourself some space to just dream a little bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts. Do you think you could incorporate any of Lynch's habits into your life? And that's it for today's guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.